Submarines, though costly, may surprise you with their fate. Contrary to belief, abandoned submarines do exist, scattered in the aftermath of warfare. These once mighty vessels, which were once vital in battle, end up neglected. Picture the scene. Powerful submarines, no longer in action, left to the elements. It seems unbelievable, right?
It just looks so much like something's hit it, run up, sort of sliced the top of it, and then push the whole sub down.
Yet, it happens. Now you may be wondering why such valuable assets face abandonment. What leads to the discarding of submarines? And where can you find these forsaken giants? Curious, isn't it? Join us in this video as we explore the top 20 abandoned submarines that exist. Number 20. Midget Submarine Type A. The Midget Type A submarine, commissioned in 1943, was crafted as a covert attack weapon, meant to be launched from larger submarines or surface ships. Picture this: a compact vessel measuring around 75 feet, crewed by 2 individuals and armed with 2 torpedoes. It had the remarkable ability to operate at depths of up to 100 feet. The Type A submarine's small size and stealthy nature made it the perfect choice for surprise attacks on enemy vessels and coastal targets. One of the most famous exploits involving the Type A submarine was the daring attack on Pearl Harbor on December 1941. 5 of these submarines were launched from larger counterparts to infiltrate the harbor, but their mission faced significant challenges, resulting in only one managing to inflict minor damage on a U.S. Navy destroyer before being sunk. Although the Type A submarines didn't achieve the success initially envisioned, they showcased the Japanese Navy's innovative approach to unconventional warfare in the early years of World War II. Despite setbacks, these submarines laid the groundwork for future developments in naval warfare, especially in the realm of submarine operations. The legacy of their small size and stealth capabilities continued to influence naval strategies and technologies. Number 19. HMCS Salin. HMS Salin is a unique submarine of the Submarine class, a rare breed with only 3 siblings crafted by the skilled hands of the Royal Danish Navy. Now, these submarines weren't designed for long-haul voyages. Instead, they were envisioned as coastal guardians, ready to defend shipping routes and harbors. But here's where the tale gets intriguing. The HMS Salin didn't start her career under the Danish flag. No, she had a Norwegian identity, born in Germany in 1965. She was initially named HMS Otama when commissioned by the Royal Norwegian Navy. Fast forward 25 years, and the Danish Navy seized an opportunity, purchasing her in 1990. That's when the transformation began, and she proudly adopted the name Salin. However, the Danish Navy's new acquisition faced a rocky start. In December 1990, while en route to her new home, the HMS Salin decided to take an unscheduled dip in the Kattegat of Hesselö. A German floating crane had to intervene to lift her from the depths. It took 3 years of dedication and hard work to recommission her, but the resilient Salin emerged triumphantly. Her journey didn't end there. The HMS Salin went on to play a role in the invasion of Iraq in 2003 before gracefully retiring from active duty in 2004. Today she stands as a proud exhibit belonging to the Royal Danish Naval Museum. Number 18. German Submarine U513. On August 7, 1942, Captain Ruf Raborg embarked on a significant mission aboard the German submarine U513. Following 7 seemingly unproductive days, the submarine received orders to proceed to Belle Island in Canada, a crucial hub for processing and shipping iron ore. This location had drawn the attention of German submarines keen on disrupting the supply of iron ore to Canadian steel mills. As the sun set on September 3rd, U513 surfaced in Conception Bay, providing a strategic vantage point to observe Belle Island's defense searchlights. Captain Raborg, after careful consideration, decided that attacking under the cover of night would be too risky, prompting a retreat. Late on September 4th, the submarine returned to Conception Bay, this time submerged. Navigating along the northeast coast of Belle Island, U-513 trailed a freighter until Rayborg, peering through the periscope, spotted a ship at the loading dock. Continuing the route towards the anchorage area, two merchant ships, the SS Saganaga and the Lord Strathcona, loaded with iron ore, came into view. U-513 swiftly overtook both vessels and launched two stern torpedoes. The logbook entry chillingly notes, "After 3 minutes, we heard the ship sinking." In essence, this daring and strategic maneuver by Captain Ruf Raborg aboard U-513 underscored the German submarine's relentless efforts to disrupt the iron ore supply chain to Canadian steel mills during the wartime era. Number 17. The INS Katsura S20. The INS Katsura S20, a remarkable submarine, stands not only as a technological marvel, but also as a symbol of immense national pride for India. Launched on February 1969, it marked a significant milestone as the fourth submarine ever built by India. Belonging to the Cauvery class, a variant derived from the Soviet Union's Foxtrot class, the Katsura served a pivotal role in the Indian Navy for over 3 decades. Its most illustrious chapter unfolded during the Indo-Pakistan War of 1971, where the submarine earned its stripes through crucial patrol missions. Post-war, the Katsura transitioned into a role of fostering international camaraderie, engaging in friendly naval exercises with other nations. This goodwill extended to foreign visits, positioning the Katsura as a proud ambassador on the seas. After faithfully serving the Indian Navy for over 30 years, the Katsura sailed into retirement in February 2001. In a heartfelt gesture, Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu dedicated the vessel to the nation, designating it as a museum. The doors of this historic submarine swung open to the public in August 2002, allowing eager visitors to step aboard and immerse themselves in the rich maritime history it encapsulates. What sets the Katsura apart is its rare distinction, the sole vessel in the Indian Navy's entire fleet to retain dressing ship status post-retirement. This honorary status not only reflects the submarine's significance to the Navy, but also underscores its profound resonance with the people of India, ensuring its legacy endures as a beacon of national pride. Number 16. Explorer. Picture this. Back in 1865, Julius Kroll crafted the world's very first fully functional submarine, a marvel named the Explorer. Unlike its predecessors, this submarine wasn't just a dive and resurface contraption. Nope, the Explorer had a unique feature. It could emerge from the depths all by itself, a groundbreaking feat for its time. Now hold on to your hat, because here's the real kicker. This underwater wonder, a mere 12 meters long and weighing in at 30 tons, relied on good old muscle power to propel itself through the depths. But, and it's a big but, here's where the tale takes a somber turn. See, back then, they weren't hip to the dangers of the diving disease. Tragically, after a string of pearl diving missions, every single crew member, along with the inventive mind behind it all, met an untimely demise. It's like something out of a gripping maritime saga. Left abandoned on the sun-kissed shores of the island of San Telmo in the Gulf of Panama, the once majestic Explorer now rests in eternal slumber. The remains, a tender reminder of both human ingenuity and the perils that accompany uncharted waters, continue to grace the sandy beach, whispering tales of a bygone era to anyone who cares to listen. Yes, my friend, the legacy of the Explorer lives on, resting beneath the tropical sun, where the echoes of its underwater adventures still linger. Number 15. EML Lembit. Right on the brink of World War II, a batch of remarkable submarines called the Caliph-class Mindling submarines were crafted for Estonia, a then neutral state. Among these underwater marvels stands the EML Lembit, now proudly wearing the title of a museum ship, stationed in the heart of Estonia's capital, Tallinn. Now buckle up for the captivating journey of the EML Lembit, a tale that began in the shipyards of Barrow in Furness, England, where she gracefully sailed into existence in 1936. Starting her career in the Estonian Navy, she later found herself under the banner of the Soviet Navy Post, the German invasion of the Soviet Union 1941. Surviving the tumultuous era of war, she earned the moniker the Immortal Submarine, for her uncanny ability to withstand enemy fire and stay afloat. Imagine that, a submarine with the resilience of a mythical sea creature. As the war dust settled, the EML Lembit continued her watery odyssey, defying the odds and sailing into May 2011, making her the world's oldest active submarine, a whopping 70 years longer than her sibling, the Caliph. Notably, she proudly holds the distinction of being the sole surviving pre-war Estonian Navy vessel, a true testament to her enduring legacy. With a history so rich and a longevity so impressive, the EML Lembit stands as a record-breaking submarine. It's no wonder that at 2011, she gracefully embraced a new role as a floating museum, preserving her tales for curious minds eager to explore the depths of maritime history. Number 14. USS Muskal. In the records of the Second World War, the USS Muskal stands as a formidable symbol of American submarine prowess. Its tale is one of mystery and triumph, and it took a staggering 80 years for the underwater detective work to unveil its resting place off the Japanese coast. Imagine a remotely operated vehicle peering into the depths to uncover the secrets of a vessel that once sailed the Pacific Ocean, engaging in a remarkable 11 war patrols. This submarine, a silent hunter beneath the waves, etched its name in history with an impressive tally of 10 confirmed sinkings of enemy ships, 6 of which were combat vessels. The U.S. Navy rightfully acknowledges the Muskal as one of the most successful submarines in combating enemy warships during World War II. The dramatic end to its story unfolded in 1944 off the northern shores of Hokkaido, possibly after a fateful encounter with a mine. Fast forward to the present day, and the sunken relic was finally located about 250 meters below the ocean surface, a mere 7 kilometers off the coast of Hakodate at the Tsugaru Strait. This strategic position hints at the Muskal's tactical brilliance, likely lying in wait to ambush ships navigating this narrow waterway between the islands of Haidu and Honu. Dr. Tamaki Ura and the intrepid team from the University of Tokyo used a remote-controlled vehicle to uncover half of the wreckage. Intriguingly, the possibility lingers that the other half might be entwined with the ocean floor, or the submarine could have met its demise by surpassing its designated crash depth, breaking apart during its descent. Number 13. HMS Otama. Let me spin you a tale about HMS Otama, a veteran of the seas in the Royal Australian Navy for a whopping 2 decades. Imagine this sturdy Oberon-class boat weathered by waves and stories untold. After dutifully serving its time, the decision came to give it a new lease on life, a chance to transform it into a maritime museum. Dreams were spun of curious visitors exploring its naval history. Alas, fate had other plans, tangled in a web of permits that never quite materialized. Cue the unexpected twist. HMS Otama found itself on the eBay auction block, a submarine up for grabs. Picture the buzz of interested parties, one proposing grand plans for turning this sea warrior into a vessel for travel events. Yet suspicions lingered like shadows in the deep whispers of potential illicit voyages, perhaps drug smuggling. The association, guardians of Otama's legacy, hesitated, refusing to part with it under dubious intentions. The plot thickens as the submarine, denied its fate as a seafaring event host, finds an unexpected role on the silver screen. In a twist of fate, Otama became a supporting character in a Russian short film titled Deeper Than Yesterday, earning accolades and a few shiny awards. Fast forward to today, and you can catch a glimpse of the Otama off the coast of Hastings in Australia. There she stands, a maritime relic with stories to tell, suspended in time, abandoned yet resilient. Number 12. Soviet submarine K278. The K278, a Soviet marvel born in the ocean depths in 1984 as part of the cutting-edge Project 685 Plavnik class, is also known as the M class of submarines. This aquatic maestro wasn't your run-of-the-mill vessel. Oh no! It boasted a slew of state-of-the-art technologies and spangly design elements, showcasing the innovation of its time. Now picture this, a submarine with a titanium pressure hull, making it not just robust, but capable of plumbing the mysterious depths of the ocean. Armed to the teeth with advanced sonar torpedoes and equipped with unique escape capsules for emergencies, it seemed poised for greatness. Little did anyone know that fate had a different script written. April 7, 1989, etched a tragic chapter when a fiery dance unfolded on board while submerged in the Norwegian Sea. Despite valiant efforts to douse the flames and rescue the crew, the K-278 succumbed, sinking into the abyss and claiming the lives of 42 brave souls. Those escape capsules? Turns out, they were more a promise than a reality. The demise of this technological marvel triggered a seismic ripple of concern about submarine safety and emergency management in the deep sea. It thrust environmental risks tied to nuclear-powered submarines into the spotlight. Today, the K-278 rests on the seafloor. Number 11, U-995. Back in the historical annals of World War II, the German submarine U-995 emerged as one of the final behemoths crafted by the Nazis. This particular vessel belonged to the Type 41 U-boat class and was an integral part of the Nazi Kriegsmarine. Launched on July 1943, it officially joined the maritime ranks in September of the same year. In a twist of fate, a mere 18 months later, U-995 found itself in the hands of the Allies as Germany succumbed to defeat in the war. U-995 wasn't just your average sub, it was a formidable leviathan, stretching a whopping 220 feet in length and spanning 15 feet in width. Weighing a hefty 759 tons, this powerhouse could traverse the waters at speeds exceeding 20 miles per hour on the surface. Housing a crew of 56 individuals, each member played a crucial role in maintaining the vessel and its arsenal. Historical records reveal U-995's wartime exploits, including the sinking of 3 Allied merchant ships, a warship, and an auxiliary warship. In a tragic turn, the submarine even accidentally sank one of its merchant ships. Following Germany's surrender, U-995 was discovered stranded in Trondheim, Norway, on May 8, 1945, a day after the war's conclusion. Initially falling into British hands, U-995 was later generously bestowed upon Norway by the British Navy on October 1948. Renamed Kara, this maritime giant continued to serve under the Norwegian flag until 1965. Number 10. U-475 Black Widow. The Black Widow, a Soviet Foxtrot-class submarine, also known as Project 641 as an underwater giant, like many of its Soviet counterparts, emerged during the tense era of the Cold War, specifically crafted for military purposes. Picture this colossal vessel, with its origin story rooted in the Pseudo-Mech shipyard in Leningrad, commissioned in the year 1967. Fast forward to today, and you'll find the Black Widow moored at Strood on the scenic River Medway in southeast England. Back in its heyday, this formidable submarine called Riga, the capital of Latvia, was home and dutifully served with the Baltic Fleet. After fulfilling its military duties, it transitioned into a training ship, preparing various crews for deployment on other naval vessels. The Black Widow sailed through changing tides until its decommissioning in 1994. It underwent a series of ownership changes and eventually found itself bearing the moniker U-475 Black Widow. Currently, this intriguing piece of history is docked at Long's Wharf near the Thames Barrier in England, inviting the curious public to explore its depths as a museum ship. In 1998, a change of scenery took the Black Widow to Folkestone for an exhibition, only to make a triumphant return to its current location in 2004. However, the passage of time has taken its toll, and the submarine now rests in an advanced state of disrepair. Number 9. Le Retable. Transport yourself back to the illustrious era when the French submarine Le Retable, also known as S611, reigned supreme as the foremost vessel in her class of ballistic missile submarines within the French Marine Nationale. In her glory days, she stood proudly as the numero uno, commissioned at the culmination of 1971 to become the trailblazer in the realm of French nuclear submarines. Le Retable's journey into nuclear prowess unfolded uniquely. Initially devoid of nuclear missiles, she sported an arsenal of 16 M1 MSBS ballistic missiles, each possessing the capability to unleash significant devastation. It wasn't until 1974 that she underwent a transformative makeover, getting equipped with formidable nuclear arms. Remarkably, fate spared the world from witnessing her unleash a nuclear payload. And for the subsequent 2 decades, Luta became a stalwart performer, engaging in routine operations and extensive patrols. Picture this: throughout more than 50 patrols, each enduring a staggering 70 days, she traversed distances equivalent to circumnavigating the globe a mind-boggling 32 times. However, her illustrious naval career met its conclusion in 1991, characterized by a lack of major events. Despite her retirement, Luta remained afloat for an additional 9 years before a dedicated team embarked on a 2-year mission. Their goal? To safely extract the submarine's nuclear reactor, ensuring her transformation into a captivating museum exhibit. Number 8. Nazario S518. The Nazario, an Italian submarine, has played a pivotal role in the Italian Navy's maritime endeavors since its commissioning in 1980. As a distinguished member of the Suaro-class submarines, it was named after the esteemed Italian naval officer Nazario Suaro. Spanning an impressive length of approximately 200 feet and boasting a displacement exceeding 1,500 tons, this diesel-electric submarine was purposefully designed for a diverse range of missions, including anti-submarine warfare, surveillance, and intelligence gathering. Armed with torpedoes and anti-ship missiles, the Nazario demonstrated versatility by engaging both surface and underwater targets. Its operational range of around 10,000 nautical miles facilitated extended deployments far from its home port, enhancing the Italian Navy's maritime defense capabilities. Throughout its service, the submarine underwent multiple modernization programs aimed at bolstering its operational capabilities and extending its lifespan. The Nazario played a crucial role in international exercises, contributing significantly to regional security and cooperation efforts. It symbolizes the dedication and professionalism of the Italian Navy and its submariners. Ultimately decommissioned in April 2002, the submarine underwent a remarkable transformation, evolving into a museum dedicated to the sea and navigation in Genoa. Unlike other submarines on our list, the Nazario has not been abandoned. Instead, it has been reimagined, serving a meaningful purpose as a museum and preserving its legacy for future generations. Number 7. Soviet submarine K-159. The Soviet submarine K-159, also known as Project 627A, was a nuclear-powered vessel that served in the Soviet Navy. It became operational in 1963 and belonged to the November class of submarines, primarily designed for anti-submarine warfare and patrol missions. The submarine met a tragic end on August 2003 while being towed for scrapping. Rough weather in the Barents Sea, combined with the deteriorated condition of the vessel, led to its sinking. This unfortunate incident resulted in the loss of 9 crew members, and now the submarine rests on the sea floor at a depth of approximately 800 feet. Aside from being a rather rubbish turn of events, the sinking of the K-159 raises important questions about the disposal of nuclear materials worldwide. It prompts us to ponder how much of this hazardous stuff is inadvertently being dumped in places where it can harm the environment. The incident sparked discussions and efforts to improve safety measures and protocols for dismantling decommissioned submarines. It shed light on the environmental and safety concerns associated with disposing of retired nuclear-powered vessels, emphasizing the urgent need for responsible and effective solutions in submarine decommissioning. Number 6. Brandtyr. Traveling further back in time, let's explore our next submarine, the Brandtyr, which translates from its native German as fire diver. This underwater vessel was brought to life by the renowned Bavarian inventor Wilhelm Bauer. Bauer collaborated with the engineering team of Schwettel and Howald to transform his vision into a tangible reality. The Brandtyr was constructed just in time to join the Schleswig-Holstein's flotilla for the Reichsflotte in 1850. In a remarkable twist, the Brandtyr still exists today, securing its position as the world's oldest surviving submarine. Despite spending several decades as a shipwreck, this historic vessel has managed to stand the test of time. Its primary mission was to break the Danish naval blockade of Germany. However, due to budget constraints, alterations were made to the submarine's design, including reducing the maximum dive depth from 120 feet to a mere 30 feet. As one might expect, these modifications resulted in the Brandtyr sinking on February 1851 due to equipment failure. It eventually found its resting place at the bottom of Kiel Harbor, remaining undiscovered until 1887. Today, this intriguing piece of maritime history is proudly showcased at the German Armed Forces Museum of Military History in Dresden, allowing us to step back in time and marvel at the ingenuity and challenges faced by early submarine pioneers. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. Imagine discovering mysterious and forgotten submarines that exist silently resting beneath the ocean's depths. Picture stumbling upon these abandoned underwater vessels, each with its own untold story waiting to be unraveled. These forgotten submarines, lost to time and hidden from the world, possess a strange charm that captivates the imagination. Visualize the aquatic silence surrounding these once mighty war machines, now turned relics of a bygone era. The murky depths conceal not only the vessels themselves, but also the mysteries of their untimely abandonment. The abandoned submarines that exist become gateways to a forgotten world, sparking curiosity and fascination with every sunken detail. What do you think about what we just showed you? Number 5. German submarine U-534. U-534 is one of the 4 surviving German submarines from World War II. Following its training in the region of Stettin, Poland, until May 31, 1943, U-534 entered the fray, assigned to a combat unit at the Lorraine submarine base, bravely facing the advance of Allied forces in France. The narrative takes an intriguing turn as on November 1, 1954, U-534 joined another fleet in Flensburg, Germany. The climax of U-534's wartime saga unfolded on May 5, 1945, near Kattegat, northwest of Eleanor in Denmark. A British consolidated B-24 Liberator aircraft launched 10 depth charges, sealing the submarine's fate. Miraculously, 3 crew members survived out of the 49 valiant souls on board. Fast forward to 1983, where the story takes a cinematic twist. Danish millionaire Carsten Ray became the patron of U-534, funding its refloating and setting off a media frenzy fueled by rumors of discovering Nazi gold in the U-boat. However, the dream of a glittering treasure trove evaporated, as it became evident that U-534 held nothing of significant value. In 1996, the submarine set sail once again, this time to Birkenhead in the United Kingdom, becoming a cherished addition to the Warship Preservation Trust's collection on the docks of Birkenhead. Number 4. Alos. Alos is a venerable French submarine with a remarkable history spanning well over a century. Crafted at the Toulon Naval Shipyard, this Naiad-class submarine took its inaugural plunge into the waters in October 1904. Despite its age, Alos wasn't destined for the front lines of the First World War, defying expectations. However, Alos earned an unexpected reputation as an unlucky boat. In November 1906, a steamer named Muette collided with her in Toulon roads, causing extensive damage. The misfortune persisted when 4 years later, Alos found itself entangled in another mishap, colliding with its sister ship, the Bonite, resulting in damage to both vessels. As if that weren't enough, another accident in May 1914 left Alos incapacitated, leading the French Navy to relegate it to target practice. The relentless firing finally caused Alos to sink off the coast of Frejus in March 1918. But the story doesn't end there. The submerged relic of Alos remained hidden until 1975 when intrepid 1976. Now Alos stands as a captivating curiosity, gracing the landscape outside the offices of Comics in Marseille, inviting all who pass by to marvel at its enduring tale of resilience and rediscovery. Number 3. USS Ling. The USS Ling, a Balau-class submarine, proudly sits along the Hackensack River, embodying a rich history intertwined with the United States Navy. Named after the Ling fish, this submarine embarked on its maiden voyage and sea trials on September 15, 1945. Initially stationed at the naval base in New London, Connecticut, The Ling set sail for the Panama Canal Zone on February 11, 1946, where it operated until March 9th. Following its service in Panama, the Ling returned to the naval base on October 26, 1946, eventually entering the United States Navy Reserve Fleet in March 1960. Towed to Brooklyn, the submarine transformed the New York Navy Yard, becoming a training ship that simulated various submarine operations. In 1962, it received reclassification as an auxiliary submarine. To preserve this piece of naval history, the Ling found its way to the Hackensack River on January 1973, thanks to the United States Navy. Donated to the Submarine Memorial Association, a non-profit organization formed in 1972, citizens and companies rallied together, dedicating time, professional services, and funds to restore the Ling. Today, it proudly stands as the centerpiece of the New Jersey Naval Museum in Hackensack, serving as a memorial to honor its legacy and the dedicated efforts of those who ensured its preservation. Number 2. The USS Thresher SSN593. In 1961, the USS Thresher SSN593 proudly joined the United States Navy's fleet as a cutting-edge nuclear-powered submarine. Serving as the flagship of the Thresher class, these submarines were designed for swift attacks and boasted enhanced underwater capabilities. However, tragedy struck on April 1963 during a deep diving test in the vast Atlantic Ocean. The Thresher, along with its 129-member crew, faced a catastrophic event at a staggering depth of over 8,000 feet. Investigations later revealed a failure within the submarine's engine room, leading to a loss of propulsion and the inability to resurface. This devastating incident spurred a profound transformation within the U.S. Navy. The loss of the Thresher triggered a comprehensive reevaluation of submarine safety practices and design standards. Out of this emerged the SubSafe program, a stringent set of regulations dedicated to preventing similar incidents in the future. The Thresher tragedy not only underscored the inherent risks in submarine operations, but also emphasized the pressing need for advancements in safety measures and emergency protocols. The memory of the Thresher lives on as a catalyst for continuous improvement in naval safety, ensuring the courageous efforts of its crew were not in vain. Number 1. Soviet Submarine B80. The Soviet Submarine B80, a remarkable Zulu-class vessel, emerged from the shipyards of Severodvinsk, Russia, in the 1950s. This Cold War warrior, proudly serving in the Northern Fleet of the Soviet Navy, navigated the waters with a distinctive double-hulled structure and a powerful diesel-electric powertrain. Its surface speed of 18 knots and submerged speed of 16 knots marked a notable advancement from the submarines of World War II, aligning it with the innovative designs of the U.S. Navy's Guppy program. Following its honorable service, B80 found a unique retirement home in the military port of Den Helder in North Holland. Later, its journey continued as it set sail to Amsterdam, where private hands eagerly took ownership in 1991. The submarine's interior underwent a fascinating transformation, dismantled to host parties. Just imagine, dancing the night away on an old Soviet submarine. Talk about an unconventional venue. However, what seemed like a wild and intriguing business venture eventually met its demise. In 2019, the B80 faced destruction, bringing an end to its storied existence. This vessel, one of 26 large submarines crafted for the Soviet Navy, held historical significance with its torpedo tubes. Initially armed with 22 torpedoes. Launched on January 16, 1957, it proudly completed its construction in July of the same year, leaving behind a legacy of innovation and a unique chapter in naval history. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.